I forgot to add myself to the stage. Welcome in. Why do I look so dark? I look like I just got the worst tan ever. That's weird. Let me fix that. I don't even know how to fix that. Can we lighten me up? That's bright. Wow, guys, I have to fix that. Huh. We need the brightness up or something, but I can't figure it out. I don't know why I look so dang dark. But dang, do I look like I got a tan. I look like I just went to the tanning bed 50 million times. Even my hands look dark. That's so weird. I've got this light. I don't know. We're going to go with it. If anybody asks, I was on a tropical vacation. That's where I've been. I don't know. I don't know why it looks so dark and why I look so dark. Maybe it's the shirt color. I've got animals everywhere, by the way. Hey, Mia. Come on. I could reach her tonight. I got her nub. She's over here. Oh, no, don't eat the cat food. You didn't eat it. You're a really good girl, Mia. Surprised your sister didn't eat it. Good evening. It's a madhouse here tonight, just to let you know, but we'll get right into today's case coverage. We're switching animals around. We're trying to get scents everywhere. And we're finally just going to just go with it. We're just going to put the cat down and, see what happens. Because she can take care of herself. She's a fast girl. So anyways, welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tanya, and this is Titanium Built True Crime. If you're new to the channel, or if you haven't been around in a while, this is where we break down, the biggest true crime cases that are happening right now, real updates and real court developments, and everything that you need to know to stay informed on your favorite true crime channels. Or true crime cases. Today we're diving into a major case, Caleb Flynn and Ashley Flynn, case out of Ohio, Tip City. And honestly, things are starting to move pretty fast in this case. They're going towards a trial. I mean, before we know it, we're going to be at a trial date, but we'll see. Usually they, extend that. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the latest. So I brought my notebook in because when I was in the courthouse, when I went outside the courthouse, I don't know why I didn't have my notebook with me to read my notes, but I did it. So I'm going to read them tonight. And welcome in, everybody. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Casey. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Princess. How you doing? Hey, Jess Mandy. Hey, Bree. Hey, Higgins. Welcome on in. So yeah, I have this notebook that I'm going to take to all the court cases with me because it's a spiral notebook. That's why. I don't know why I was going to tell you. That's just the reason. But I'm going to put tabs in here so I could do one for Michael McKee and then do one for Caleb Flynn because they're all they're mixing in. I had plenty of time though while I was there that day to do all these notes while I was waiting. Now, if I ever go back and look at them, look at this list of to-do. Good luck. Good luck to me. Okay. So I haven't even watched the court hearing yet because I was there, I guess. I did get home that night or that day and I saw that they posted, and a lot of people just they didn't even post a thumbnail. They just took a picture from the hearing and that's their thumbnail. When I saw me on court TV, as their thumbnail, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm in the background and I'm always looking down. I don't want people to think I'm in there sleeping. I'm in there taking notes. But every time I've been, this has only been twice, but every time I've been on camera, I swear my head is down. This might be the third time. I don't know, but I was taking notes. When the lawyers walked in, and I don't know if you guys have seen the video. Hey, baby girl, welcome in. It's good to see you. Hey, PC. One of the prosecution, the female prosecutor, she walked in and she was wearing a powder blue suit. And I just put suit on point, baby blue. And then he's still in those blue, that blue shirt and them orange pants. I don't know why they don't get him a uniform that matches. They have one somewhere in that jail. He's not that big. He's not that small. He's a regular, normal size man. But somebody has been giving him commissary because he did have on a white, long john type of shirt. And you have to this was way back when. So, I mean, this was like 10 years ago I heard this, but so I've always known that you have to pay for your whites and stuff in prison. Like you have to pay through commissary to get those kind of items. So like t-shirts, underwear, long sleeve shirts, things of that nature. So yeah. So he's housed in that's felony in Ohio is blue. So green is misdemeanor, blue is felony, and then if you're wearing red or orange and you're in jail, that means that they're holding you until like trial and you're going for something big and you're probably going to prison. That's usually kind of how it works in Ohio. But just this week, Caleb was back in court for a conflict of interest hearing. And this was actually a pretty important moment in the trial or in the court proceedings. The issue was there were concerns about a staff attorney tied to the judge previously working for the prosecutor's office. So this is kind of what happened. The court determined that the attorney had no involvement in the investigation or the prosecution. Both the prosecutor and the defense agreed. And then this is the key, both sides officially waived any objections. And the current judge even asked like something to the effect of, do you want me off like the bench? Do you want a new judge? Caleb said that he was fine with everything. He said, no, Your Honor. I will say that he was polite in answering questions and stuff. It wasn't just his attorney answering for him. We never heard from Koberger a lot. We didn't hear from him a whole lot during court. But Caleb, I don't know, we heard a little bit more from, I feel like. But the current judge is staying on the case and the trial is moving forward without any delays as of right now. So it's coming up, like the 28th or something they're saying. So tomorrow he's scheduled back in court. This hearing is whether or not they're going to have a dissemination order on this case. This is what we went to court for the last 2 times. So this will be the 3rd time going for the same thing, pretty much, basically, the dissemination order. If they are going to allow, cameras in the courtroom, if they're going to allow the judges or, anybody to disseminate any information. Can I do something really quick? I'm going to see if that would make me brighter or darker. Oh, I think I figured it out. It was me. There we go. Now I'm a little like maybe too bright, but maybe not. I like messed it up the other night. I thought Vincent put it back on the setting. Okay. Now that I figured out what we were doing, I'm also dark. So this could determine what the public gets to see, what the media can report on basically, and what is said or what stays sealed, before the trial comes out. Obviously during trial, we'll hear what is not been said if it does get the dissemination order does go through. I don't think it's going to go through, especially if he wants to go to trial this far, like this fast. You know what I mean? I don't see how there's going to be that much information to get disseminated before the 28th of this month. Hey, Mia, can you not do that? Hey, don't do that. This dog is known for ripping beds because she likes to scratch at them so much. I don't know why she does it. So if you're just catching up or, you don't know what the situation is, Caleb Flynn is accused of killing his wife, Ashley Flynn, in their home here in Ohio in Tip City. It's about 40 minutes from me. He initially told the police that it was a home invasion. Prosecutors and investigators say that story didn't add up. And prosecutors also believe that the scene may have been staged. He's now facing charges of aggravated murder, multiple murder counts, tampering with evidence, and even witness intimidation charges. And apparently, when we were sitting in court, I think someone told me, I forget whose parents I was sitting beside. They weren't like directly beside me because, I was beside another creator, but on the other side of the aisle, I can't remember. If anyone knows, let me know in the chat. Hey, Lenora. But I know that there was someone there. Mansfield. Yeah. Wow, Mansfield, yeah. My brother used to work for Lucasville. It's like the top scariest prison in Ohio. Like nobody wants to go there. Like nobody, but people go there, I mean, it happens. My brother's not like especially at this time, right? He was very timid. I would say timid. Not like, I mean, he was I don't know, he was big and bald and had some tattoos. But as soon as he opened his mouth, he was like butter. You know what I mean? And I was like, how do you work there? Like, how did they not like, just take advantage of you? Because no offense. And he's like, oh, I got to make jokes and stuff. Like, my boss counts my pen. So I got to get that pen back from you, bro. Like if they try to like steal something, and I'm just like, I couldn't do it. I mean, we do have some really bad jails. I grew up in a town where behind my elementary school were two big, huge prisons. So if there's ever a prison break, where do you think they're going to go? Elementary school, right? Not smart. They did that though. But what we can expect from, going here from here on out, the trial is officially set for to begin April 28th at 8:45 in the morning. They better be there at 8:45. Between now and then, we can expect more pretrial hearings, decisions on evidence, what they'll allow in, what they'll allow, they're not going to put in, and then possible last-minute motions from the defense. I feel like this case has drawn a lot of interest because of, Flynn's past, Caleb Carl on American Idol, which he didn't even make it past the first rounds. So he didn't get a golden ticket, did he? I don't think he did, because I was reading and he didn't even make it like the first rounds. So I'm thinking he sang one time and they was like, he good, but he ain't that good. And he's balding. I'm just kidding. I knew that he wasn't then. Just being mean. But I figured we watched the live together. The lady or it's the defense. I'm sorry. The defense had the power blue suit. I did put defense down. She was rocking it in this powder blue. I was about to ask her, I was about to be like, ma'am, where'd you get it? Where'd you get the outfit? I think it's adorable. His lawyer was in there. As soon as he walked in, you could tell who he is. What are you doing? Messing with stuff? It's Araya. She's being weird. She's smelling around. But this, yeah. So you can see, I have long crime pulled up, but this is the lady I'm talking about. I'm behind the lady with my head down. And then if you don't know, there's another creator. I want to say her name all this time. Justice A to Z. And she's in the blue beside me. When I did notice though, like on one of the thumbnails, I'm like staring at his back. I look like freaking Nancy Grace staring at Caleb's back, but hell, I do it again. Well, I will be doing it again. And I didn't realize they were going to sit me so close to him. Welcome in, guys. Hey, Glenn. Hey, Nate. Hey, Crystal. Welcome in. I didn't realize that they were going to sit me that, like we were going to be that tight. I didn't realize it was going to be that small of a courtroom. It's a pretty big courthouse, I think. It's not huge, but it's not like tiny. And my knees were almost hitting the wall in front of me. I was like, oh my gosh, and they're stadium seats. Hey, 97 Cyclone. They're not meant for me to be sitting down. I'm surprised I didn't fall over because I'm horrible at stadium seats. I don't know why. Like I'll put the stadium seat down and then I go to sit down and it's back up. It's like a trick. So I sit down and I'm like, my knees are like about to touch the wall. Like I wish I could have taken a picture. I think it's turned. Yeah, you have to have your phones off. Now I don't know if I could take notes on my computer. I doubt it. I didn't even ask, but I just took them pen and paper. Pen and paper's fine. But yeah, they signed the joint waiver. And Caleb did talk and he said he wants to continue. I think he was like 4 feet away from me, I would say, too. He was very, very close. When he pushed his seat out, like to sit in a seat, I could have grabbed his chair and did one of those things, where you yank it out and they sit down and they fall on the floor. Like I could have done that. I probably would have been thrown out, but I could have done it. Like that's how close he was. So this guy sitting down is getting ready to sit down. He's the defense. That's Mulligan. And then you got the prosecutors over here. I don't know exactly when you start talking, but We'll bring him in, shuffle him in. And so the people that are over here to the right, those are going to be the press. And then I think the people that are over here to the left are family. And then the people that are in the middle are like public and stuff like that. Because one of these guys, I think it was the guy maybe in this hoodie in the back. He might have been the one that said that he was an acquaintance of Caleb. And that's why he was there. Can I just point out that how did he have hair before? Even in his mugshot, I could pull it up. Like he had a little bit of hair. They put him down as bald, and I laughed about it, and I thought it was funny. But he really is bald, and that's like damn. Just get rid of it. Like even the prosecutor's trying to save his little bit. Just get rid of it. Look at me staring at him. I wish I could zoom in on my face. I wish I could zoom in so bad. If you have a phone, turn it sideways, zoom in. I'm Nancy Grace right here. I'm like just staring. I can't get a more evil look on my face. I'm trying. I don't know if I can. Like this picture, this still says it says a lot. Like I didn't keep my eyes off of him. I was like, you ain't getting me. So there's only one camera in there and I think the one still photographer. And then the newspaper.
Please have a seat.
Look at my skirt.
Good afternoon. It's Monday, April 6, 2026. We are here on case number 26CR 88. The matter's captioned State of Ohio versus Caleb C. Flynn. Are you Caleb Flynn, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This matter comes on for a status conference. Here on behalf of Mr. Flynn is attorney Patrick Mulligan, as well as Emily Smith. On behalf of the state is prosecuting attorney Paul Watkins and assistant prosecuting attorney Billy Arnett. The court met with counsel briefly in chambers to discuss some outstanding motion that we discussed at the last time we were here at the pretrial. That motion is still pending, and the court will be setting that procedurally for, I believe it's April 10th, this Friday at 10:30 a.m. on the motion for non-dissemination of evidence. And that's the defense motion. We've also talked about an outstanding issue at that pretrial conference that was held on March 30th. The court disclosed a potential conflict of interest or an appearance of impropriety. For the record, the court has disclosed, that it had recently employed a staff attorney who was formerly employed by the Miami County Prosecutor's Office. The staff attorney was employed at the prosecutor's office during the period when this case was under investigation, but was no longer employed by that office prior to the filing of the indictment. The staff attorney had no involvement in the investigation, the strategy, or prosecution of this case, and primarily performed civil work for the office. While working for the prosecutor's office, the staff attorney was assigned to limited legal research relating to a public records request on this case. The staff attorney played no role in the grand jury proceedings or in a decision made regarding the state's presentment of the case to the grand jury. The staff attorney has further represented that they have no confidential or non-public information related to this case. And then following the court's disclosure, the Miami County Prosecutor's Office confirmed that it was unaware of any substantive participation by the staff attorney in the investigation, charging decision, or grand jury presentment in this matter, and advised the staff attorney left the prosecutor's office before the grand jury presentment and indictment. The parties have presented to the court a joint waiver on a potential conflict of interest and or appearance of impropriety. I'm first going to, and counsel, would you agree with that, Mr. Mulligan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Watkins on behalf of the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Flynn, you've been presented with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to speak to you first with regard to it. If you would please stand and raise your right hand, I'm going to swear you in. Mr. Flynn, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can have a seat for this. Sir, please state your full name for the record.
Caleb Carl Flynn,
And what is your date of birth?
May 13th, 1986,
And what is your age?
39 years old.
And your educational level?
I have a degree in college.
A bachelor's?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
And you can read and write the English language?
Yes, Your Honor.
As you sit here today, are you under the influence of any medication, drugs, or alcohol?
No, Your Honor.
Have you ever suffered from mental illness or disease?
No, Your Honor.
And as
He probably should have said, yeah. He probably should have been like trying to get something on the docket for that. Like, you have mental disease, because they're going to probably try to say that at the end. I mean, what are they going to try? What's their evidence going to be? Home invasion? Are we sticking with that? Maybe.
you're not under the influence of any substances at this day, as of today.
No, Your
And
Honor.
that would affect your ability to understand today's proceedings.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Mulligan, based upon your conversations and interactions with Mr. Flynn, do you believe he's capable of understanding the proceedings and executing this waiver?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you. Based upon the testimony of Mr. Flynn, it appears that the defendant is alert, reasonably educated, not under the influence of alcohol, drugs, and is capable of understanding and participating in today's proceedings. So, Mr. Flynn, do you understand the potential conflict situation that was described here on the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions at all about that situation?
No, Your Honor.
So I'm going to show you a multi-page document. Do you recognize this as the joint waiver?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you read it over?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did Mr. Mulligan answer any questions you might have with regard to what is stated in it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you have any questions of the court?
No, Your Honor.
Do you recall signing the document?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to show you the third page.
Do you think he'll try to talk his way out of this like he did in the body cam, or in his interview? Or do you think he's like, no, those were two failures. Look where I'm at. I'm in jail. And he'll plead out? Because I think he'll probably plead because he's a coward. Part of me wants him to plead because I don't want his family, or not his family, but I don't want his family neither, or his kids or her family to have to see what was done to Ashley, because I'm sure his family loved Ashley. She seemed like a lovely woman. But then the part of me wants it to go to trial because I want to see if he actually, gets on that stand. I would like that. I could see him trying to do the snotting thing like Murdaugh. I could totally see that. But then I could totally see him going to like court and being like, nope, I plea. Give me anything. Give me just, take one of the murder charges off. I don't know.
Mr. Flynn, is that your signature on the top right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
And under the acknowledgement, is that your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Flynn has identified a signature on the waiver, joint waiver of potential conflict and or appearance of impropriety. So Mr. Flynn, do you understand you have a right to object to my continued involvement in this case? And you may request that I be disqualified or that this matter be reassigned to a different judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you discussed this issue fully with your attorneys?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have the opportunity for further discovery on this issue or to have a hearing if you'd like?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand the legal implications of proceeding despite the conflict, any potential conflict of interest and or appearance of impropriety?
Yes, Your Honor.
You do not object or challenge or otherwise claim that a conflict or appearance of impropriety exists that would require further hearing?
No, Your Honor.
Do you now, Mr. Flynn, knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily waive any objection to my continued involvement in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have myself or any of my staff participated in any way in you making this decision to waive?
No, Your Honor.
You do so independently and after consulting with your counsel, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody forced you, threatened you, or pressured you in any way to give up that right?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything to get you to agree to this?
No, Your Honor.
You are entering this waiver by your own free will,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you consent to the court's continued involvement in presiding over this matter.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mulligan, have you reviewed the client with Mr. Flynn?
I have, Your Honor.
And are you satisfied that this waiver is being made knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you've had a chance to review the written waiver as well?
We did that together.
Okay, and did you sign it, sir?
I did.
I'm going to show you the third page as well, Mr. Mulligan. Is that your signature there on the top right?
Yes.
All right. Let the record reflect that Mr. Mulligan has identified his signature on the joint waiver. And thank you, Mr. Mulligan. See, Mr. Watkins, did you go over the waiver yourself?
I did, Your Honor.
Do you believe, are you agreeing to what is contained in it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any additions?
No, Your Honor.
Did you sign it?
I did, Your Honor.
Again, on the third page, is that your signature under the defense counsel's?
Okay, so right here, these two people in the back, the lady I think she's pretty with the glasses on top of her head. Somebody wrote me, I think it was a comment, and I didn't see the comment like to where I could go. Like I saw it on my phone, but it wasn't where I could like reply to it. I wasn't in my studio, and I don't know who did that, but they said this is either, and I don't want to get it wrong. It's either Ashley Flynn's parents. It does almost look like Ashley's mom the night of the I guess I could pull up that video. Then, the night of the murders or the murder. It does almost look like her that came up, and I doubt his parents would be there this early in the investigation. So I'm going to go that it was Ashley's mom because it looks like her in the body cam now that I'm looking at it more. And I believe that's her stepdad or her father with her mom. So, and then I'm sitting over here on this side.
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. We're going to see.
Can you imagine that though? I mean, can you imagine that? You go to this crime scene, you get a phone call from your son-in-law, your Christian son-in-law that sings Christian music on Sundays and on a big old stage and in like an amphitheater, like that type of deal. I don't even know what that thing is. It's a mega church. And then you get a phone call, him screaming, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." We know. She comes rushing over there. They're hugging in the grass. She's trying to comfort him. And then 3 days, it only took them 3 days, the investigators to know. She probably knew. She probably knew, though. She probably was like, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, though, because he's my son-in-law. He's my son-in-law. She probably went home, though, that night and was like, man, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Shot her daughter and then called her up to come get her grandkids. That's actually, at least he did call her. I mean, I will give him that because I'm glad that, the police would have, but you know what I mean? They needed to get there as soon as she could. But I don't know why the police actually didn't call. The police should have called. Yeah, the police should have called.
Well, the court has reviewed the joint waiver, and with the understanding and review and consideration of the defendant's comments made here on the record, the court will accept that waiver and find that the defendant, defense counsel, as well as counsel for the state have been fully advised and understand the nature of the potential conflict of interest or the appearance of impropriety, and knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waive any objection. The court will draft an order to that specification, accepting the party's waiver and issue the findings made here on the record that they have each waived, but the parties have waived any potential conflict or appearance or impropriety on this issue. The court will proceed with this matter. Counsel, other than the hearing date for this Friday, the 10th, Any other matters you'd like to bring to the court's attention?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Watkins?
Nothing for state, Your Honor.
Okay. Just one issue with regard to the state. Mr. Watkins, did you inform the alleged victims in this matter the opportunity to be present and be heard?
We have here.
Thank you. If there's nothing further, we are adjourned.
How did I hear? Did anyone hear a time? I wrote 10:30. Now I'm like second guessing myself, but it says 4/10/26 10:30 non-dissemination / evidence hearing. So I'm gonna go 10:30 because I looked like AI on like Google AI and everything and Chat GBT, and they couldn't give me a time, but I didn't hear one here. So how would I know? Did the cop tell me? Like the bailiff, he is really nice. He's a nice guy. Maybe he did. Oh, I don't know about this guy, you know. I do have some stuff though. I had to show you some new paperwork. What's he looking at on that paper? Everything she was writing down. He's like, I was just back there just writing stuff as much as I can. And look at Ashley's poor mom. Like, that's so sad. I didn't even look. I knew. Okay, so when we first went in, I think that they let the family in maybe after us. Because when I first went in, I wrote down, I put no family, one acquaintance. And I think that I wrote that at the top. So I think that was before they let these guys in. So I think they let the family in after they let us in. I don't know why, but they did. So yeah, I have no time. I'm going to go to their church. I really still want to. I want to just check it out. I may love it. You may see me up there singing one day. Shit, I ain't singing nothing. I ain't singing nothing. So I get on this website here. It's just the Miami County, Ohio.gov courts website. And anybody can get on it and look at anything at any time. But I usually just look at the docket information because, you know, we know everything else. Now it says his next event is 4/28, I'm sorry, 2026. That's his trial date. I'm thinking tomorrow they're going to, I swear she better give us a decision on that non-dissemination. I have a feeling she's going to say, I need the weekend. I'll give you a decision on Monday. But I'm going to hope that she's not like that kind of a judge and she gives us a decision tomorrow, because they're going to say, well, okay, the defense is going to say, okay, well, then we need more time for discovery. I mean, there's no way, in my opinion, I mean, there could be, but it would be kind of hard to have your whole case ready, you know, in that amount of time, even as a prosecutor, I feel like. So you never know. They might say they need more time. That's usually what they do. And they need a continuance. And then we get more time and more time and more time. I could have been next to a cop. I don't know. Yeah. Thanks, Tracy. Thank you. Thank you so much. It makes me feel better because I was like, I wrote down 10:30 because it's been a different time. It was what, 8:30, or it was like 9 o'clock, 8:30, or it was 9 o'clock. And then it was 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock. I forget. And then this one's at 10:30. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, good thing I got my pad and paper because I'm not good at keeping stuff in my phone. I'm not good at digital. Plus I have to have my phone off. I turn it off before I even go into the courthouse. I am not going to be the one when my phone has my phone going off. No. So I think we read up until the, because I looked at the old live and it looked like we read until it said, about the cameras. No, I don't see it. Hearing for non-dissemination. So we read that. There it is. Sorry. Enter an order regarding media coverage. Because remember, they all brought their cameras in and we were like, hello. Can't do that. So we might have read actually more than that. Let me see. No, because we haven't read this. I went to this court hearing on the 6th, though. we'll just go from here. Let's see what this one is. That's the same one. Okay. Okay. I think this is where we were at. I'm gonna put my glasses on because that's the thing to do. I haven't been wearing them lately. I should take them with me actually, but they never usually leave the house. I don't want to like ruin them. I'll end up breaking them. I've had these things for way past their prescription date. I should have bifocals right now. Okay, that should be up. Let me move it over. It's like weird. Why is it? Okay, that's weird. That's just how I did it. Let me see if I download it, if it'll come up differently. No, I think it's just the document. Yeah, the more I blow it up, that's just how it is. Okay. This is for the defendant's demand for discovery, discovery receipt, and prosecutor demand for discovery and preliminary disclosure of potential witnesses. Okay, I'm gonna get my drink. We're going to get to reading. And I'll try not to bore you. The undersigned defense attorney does hereby demand and further acknowledges receipt from the Miami County prosecuting attorney of presently available discovery in accordance with Criminal Rule 16B of the Ohio Rules of Criminal Procedure. Okay, so he's saying that he got it. He's gotten everything, that's been available. The prosecutor certifies that he will supplement said discovery as it becomes available. Okay, and this doesn't pertain to him. The defense further acknowledges receipt of this demand from the prosecutor for discovery pursuant to Rule 16C of the Ohio Rules of Criminal Procedure. Demand is hereby made upon defendant by the Miami County prosecutor for A, inspection of all documents and tangible objects which defendant intends to introduce. Would love to know he's going to bring in. B, inspection of all reports of examinations and tests which the defendant intends to introduce into evidence at trial. And C, a list of names and addresses of all witnesses that the defense intends to call at trial. Attorney for defendant certifies and represents to the court and prosecuting attorney that the list of names and addresses of defendant's witnesses will be presented to the prosecutor at least 10 days prior to the date scheduled for trial. Further, the defense certifies and represents to the court and prosecuting attorney that he will keep the court and prosecutor informed of any changes in address of the defendant. He ain't going nowhere. And any, $3.5 million bond, or any of the witnesses that the defendant intends to call at trial. It is ordered that information of the confidential nature or non-public documents received in the discovery process not be disclosed without prior approval of the court, except as necessary in defending the case. The state reserves the right to call any individuals identified in the discovery material provided to the defense by the state and all the witnesses identified by the defense or identified in discovery material provided to the state by the defense and all such individuals in rebuttal whose testimony may become necessary and relevant as evidence unfolds at trial. Meaning they're allowed to, call each other's witnesses back up to the stand and, rebuttal, like ask their questions. Pretty much. That's what that was. So prosecuting attorney, defense counsel, they agree on that. It says 5 terabytes hard drive. Really? Wasn't there only like 4 in Koberger's case? What the hell were they doing? Taking pictures and video? What? Or was there 5? I can't remember now. I'll have to look it up. Good night, Lenora. If you're going to bed, good night. Okay. So this is the next document. This is the hearing status. Just set for, okay. So this is his attorney. It looks like all of them. Okay. So it just says State of Ohio versus Caleb Flynn, hearing notice. Above cases assigned for hearing, status conference to be held on April 6th, which was my dad's birthday, 2026 at 2 p.m. A 9-day jury trial to begin on April 28th, 2026 at 8:45 a.m. Do we want to put bets on if he's going to go to trial or not on that date? I'm going to say no. The prosecutor And then Patrick Mulligan, defense, court services. I don't know what PTS is. And then the defendant. All checked. Okay. 3rd floor, Miami County Safety Building. Yep, that's where it's at. I went to the 2nd floor last time. That was embarrassing. So then, sorry, I didn't mean to cough for that. I should have muted you guys. This is the joint waiver on potential conflict and or appearance of impropriety. And this is basically what we were in court for the 10 minutes the other day. It just says that defendant Caleb C. Flynn, by and through his attorney in the state of Ohio, by and through the Miami County Prosecutor's Office, jointly submit this waiver of potential conflict of interest and or appearance of impropriety. The waiver arises from the prior employment of the court staff attorney in the Miami County Prosecutor's Office at the time of the alleged offenses and is intended to provide a clear record of disclosure and informed waiver consent with Ohio law and Ohio Code of Judicial Conduct. On or about March 30th, 2026, the court advised the parties as follows. The court had recently employed a new staff attorney who was formerly employed by the Miami County Prosecutor's Office. The staff attorney was employed by the prosecutor's office during the time period of the investigation in this case, but was no longer employed by the office prior to the filing of the indictment. Wow. So like they quit pretty quick. Because they quit within 3 days. The indictment came out on like the 19th when he was arrested. But he was there for the investigation. He must have quit right before. The state attorney had no involvement in the investigation strategy or prosecution of this case and primarily performed civil work while employed at the prosecutor's office. While working for the prosecutor's office, the staff attorney was assigned a research project relating to a public records request involving the instant matter. The staff attorney played no role in the grand jury proceedings or in the decision made regarding the state's presentment of the case to the grand jury for consideration. The staff attorney was further advised that they pose no confidential or non-public information material to either party in the case. Following the court's disclosure on the same matter, the Miami County prosecutor confirmed that it was unaware of any substantive participation by the staff attorney in the investigation, charging decision, or grand jury presentment in this matter and advised the staff attorney left the prosecutor's office before grand jury presentment and indictment. Okay. The parties have been duly advised on March 30th, 2026, acknowledged and agreed to the following. The parties acknowledge the disclosure described above, including the staff attorney's prior employment and the limited nature of their involvement in this matter. The parties understand their rights to raise an objection, seek disqualification or recusal, and to raise these issues on direct appeal or in post-conviction proceedings. What? So they acknowledged that this person that worked for them, it was no big deal. Judge can stay on the bench, all that. But then it's like, what? The parties understand their right to raise an objection, seek disqualification or recusal, and to raise these issues on direct appeal or in post-conviction proceedings. So they're saying that they can use this, but it's supposed to not be a big deal. We're proceeding with trial. You know that's what they're going to do as soon as this trial's over, he's found guilty. They're going to raise it. They're going to say, seek disqualification. And they'll base it on one of the amendments, like that he didn't get a, free trial, like whatever it is. I'd have to look them up, but I know that there's one that's like he can appeal it. You know what I mean? And she shouldn't have that option. Like, man, that's good, Lenora. They gave me shots in my back and they didn't work. They have to do it. They're going to do something different, they said. I said, no meds. Just do whatever you got to do. Just no meds. So I feel you. I'm so sorry. It's rough. So the parties have had an opportunity to ask questions and if desired to seek independent legal advice. Well, they're lawyers. They shouldn't have to. The court provided the opportunity for additional discovery and a hearing of potential conflict and or appearance of impropriety. The parties understand the potential legal implications of proceeding despite such conflict on or appearance of impropriety, including any potential impact on claims of the judicial bias, due process, and the right to a fair trial. That's what they're going to get them on. The parties do not object to, challenge, or otherwise claim that a conflict of interest or appearance of impropriety exists necessary to require further hearing. Each party explicitly waives their right to assert, challenge, or otherwise claim that the conflict or appearance of impropriety exists that would require this court's disqualification or recusal in this matter. The party's waiver is made without participation by the judge or court personnel. Said waiver is made knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently, without threats, promises, duress, or undue influence of each party's own free will, and each party consents to the court's continuing role in presiding over this matter. Okay. Based upon the foregoing, the parties represent or request the court make such findings as agreed upon and acknowledge above, and accept the defendant, defense counsel, and the state's waiver of any objection based upon the disclosed circumstance. The parties further request that the court conduct an on the record, what is a colloquy? What the heck? What is this? I've never heard of this word before. A colloquy. A formal conversation, dialogue, or high-level conference. Couldn't we say a conference? Couldn't we say just a conference? Can we have a conference? An on-the-record conference? Now I have to say it again. Okay. Colloquy. It's telling me how it's pronounced on here. Derived from the Latin together, to speak. Well, that's the word of the day for tomorrow. Everybody use that in a sentence. It means a conversation, a gathering for discussion of theological questions. Never heard of it. Shoot, can't say that. Did y'all know what that word was? Am I the only one that didn't? Okay. So then we have the demand for discovery by the state. This should be good. It says by and through Mr. Paul Watkins, the prosecuting attorney. Okay, so they want the defendant shall provide copies or photographs or prosecuting attorney to copy or photograph the following items related to the particular case, indictment, information, or complaint, and which are material to the innocence or alibi of the defendant and are intended for use by the defense as evidence at trial, or were obtained from or belong to the victim within the possession of or reasonably available to the defendant, except as provided in Division J of this rule. So they want all laboratory or hospital reports, books, papers, documents, photographs, tangible objects, buildings, or places, results of physical or mental examinations, experiments, or scientific tests, any evidence that tends to negate the guilt of the defendant or is material to punishment or tends to support an alibi. However, nothing in this rule shall be construed to require the defendant to disclose information that would tend to incriminate that defendant. I don't think in Ohio we have that alibi defense thing. All investigative reports, except as provided in Division J of this rule, any written or recorded statement by a witness in the defense case in chief or any witness that is reasonably anticipates calling as a witness is in surrebuttal. All names and addresses of witnesses the defense intends to call in its case in chief or reasonably anticipates calling in rebuttal or surrebuttal. And then Paul Watkins, the prosecuting attorney, he signed that. And it was served to Caleb. And I think this is the this doc matrix. Oh, I just went to it. I don't have a sign in. Go back. Okay. I don't have a sign in, but that's where I think they get all their info. Oh, thanks, Mary Beth. My knees were hitting the freaking thing in front of me. I'm going to take a roller next time. I mean, I literally had like this much room. I felt like it was smaller than an airplane. Smaller than an airplane, for sure. You know, as ladies, when you wear a skirt, I had on tights too that were like really thick because it was chilly that day, and I had on like a sweater skirt kind of thing. You like cross your legs, right? You sit down and you cross your legs. Well, I crossed my leg and my knee was hitting it. I was just like, I know I have long legs. abnormally long with heels. Like they looked like miles high. I don't know. But I shouldn't have been hitting it like that. Nobody else's knees were hitting. I don't think anyway. They might have been. Okay, what's the next one? So we have an entry and order regarding media coverage. This is going to be like the same, I think. This is 4/7. This will be for tomorrow. So it just, I'm just going to give you the rundown. So basically, they're going to have one person record, broadcast, and photograph. So one person will do that on April 10th, 2026. And then therefore it's hereby ordered. So media access is granted for the hearing to include recording, broadcasting, and photographs. Pool coverage. Due to multiple media requests, coverage shall be conducted on a pool basis. And we read this before court. So like the news didn't even read this to know that they were only doing one pool camera, unless they all decided to bring their cameras to see who was going to be the one that did the pool camera. I don't know. But it says right here who they designated, WHIO. Well, hello. Come talk to me, Mike. I think it's Mike Cartwright. I got his business card in my pocket, still in my pocket of that outfit. So one video operator, one still photographer, one audio system. And I thought, I got that wrong. I said one newspaper. I'm old. The judge shall resolve any disputes, camera placement and operation. They want them, media will be advised by the bailiff where to go, but they were to the right of us. And then prohibited coverage, attorney-client communications, and bench conferences. Witnesses, alleged victims, and participation protects any party, victims, anything like that. Media personnel shall conduct themselves in a manner that does not distract or dispute the proceedings. Failure to comply may result in revocation of media privileges. The court reserves the right to modify or terminate this order any time to ensure the fair administration of justice. Well, if they kick the cameras out, they won't kick me out. I mean, unless they do dissemination order. Oh, that's okay, Mary Beth. I know you're trying to work hard. We miss you, though. We miss you so much. But it was cool to see me in court a couple times. I'm like over there doing my thing. It takes 40 minutes to get there, but it doesn't feel like it. Oh, shit, I got to get gas in the morning. Oh, God. Oh. Everybody say a little silent prayer that I make it to the gas station tomorrow because I don't like to get gas. That's not my favorite thing to do in the world. So sometimes I'm like, I'll make it. And if not, I'm close enough to the house where Vincent can come save me. It's so bad. My dad raised me better than that. He did. He used to tell me quarter tank at least, because especially in the winter, your tank, you can freeze your stuff. So he would always say that. Okay, so this is on 4/7 and just says, oh, we already read that. Okay, so then we've got, let me see, the defendant's supplemental discovery receipt and prosecutor's demand for discovery. And this is the one I just read to you, so never mind. Just is refiled again on 48. Okay. Motion to file sealed document filed with certificate of service. This is Patrick Mulligan. And it's just this. Permission to file in sealed document, namely amend motion for dissemination order. They really want that non-dissemination order. All defense tries this, I guess. Like I've heard that like a lot of defense attorneys try to do this. So is this the one I just read to you guys? No. So then this one is entry and order regarding defendant's motion to file sealed document. The court having considered defendant's motion to file sealed document filed April 8th, 2026, hereby orders that the defendant file his amended motion without exhibits or attachments. Are you kidding? Because the evidence is right here. It says non-dissemination / evidence. I was expecting to see some evidence tomorrow. And now it's saying, don't bring your evidence. Don't. It says, file your amended motion without the exhibits and attachments. Like, don't bring them with you. The court will address at the hearing April 10th whether such exhibit attachment shall be admitted as part of the record. That means we're going to be waiting for another hour Mark my words, because they're going to go back in chambers and they're going to talk about this exhibits, if they're allowed in or not. They're going to have to go through each one, and then they'll come out and get us. And they'll say, okay. It's like crazy. My New Year's resolution is, I forget what it was. To lose weight. We haven't made it there yet. We will once I put a bathing suit on. Okay. Enough about me. So the next one is amend a motion for non-dissemination order filed with certificate of service. And then, what the hell? You can't just put a... How are we doing this now, Mulligan? Look at this. Instead of, he ain't wasting paper, he just decided to put a slash through it. Now comes defendant Caleb Flynn, by and through his attorneys, Mormon and Mulligan, LLC, and hereby moves this honorable court for an order restricting the dissemination of discoverable materials to the press or public. A memorandum in support is attached here too. Oh, there's more of this. Okay, there's 11 pages. Defendants exhibits A through AJ are attached here too in support of this request. Oh. Ooh. Oh, this is going to get good. Everybody get your drink, get your popcorn. Let's see what he's got to say for himself. Let me grab my vape. Hold on. And thank you, Mary Beth. I swear every time someone says I look nice, I turn my, it's right when I turn my camera off for a minute, I'm like, sorry about that. Okay. Let me blow this up. I have a feeling it's going to be good. Background. This case came before the Miami County Municipal Court on a criminal complaint filed February 20th, 2026, alleging murder, felonious assault, and tampering with evidence. Since the date of said filing, several pleadings, police reports, and police body camera footage have been released to the press and the public. Vital evidence has been uploaded and shared online to various national news and social media platforms for the public to consume. Mr. Flynn moves this court for an order prohibiting all parties, witnesses, law enforcement, and attorneys from disseminating any police reports, video, audio recordings, lab reports, photos, written statements, or any other evidence or discovery to the press or public until this case has been fully adjudicated. More specifically, Mr. Flynn seeks an order prohibiting the dissemination of any additional discovery materials by the Miami County Prosecutor's Office, Tip City Police Department, spelled that wrong, Miami County Sheriff's Office, Miami County Coroner, the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Preble County Sheriff's Office, Butler County Sheriff's Office, Butler Township Police Department, Vandalia Police Department, Troy Police Department, Piqua Police Department, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Damn, everyone's working this case. Dayton Police Department, Montgomery Sheriff's Office, and any other public agency or representative involved in this case. Man, they're all there. Aren't they? Like, that was a lot of police stations. The rules of superintendents in Ohio. Okay, this is going to be the argument. Okay. It just says, that the court shall restrict public interest if it finds a clear and convincing evidence that the presumption of the public access is outweighed by a higher interest. So they're going to say that they're given this RC, and then they're given the code, states that the public records subject to release via public records request mean records kept by any public office, including but not limited to state, county, city, village, township, and school district units. There are several exceptions to this rule, including trial preparation records, confidential law enforcement investigatory records, and in records, the release of which is prohibited by state or federal law. Okay. Now, are you just going to give these? Okay. The materials listed above fall under the trial preparation except to the public rules. Okay. We don't need to read all this, I don't think. I'm talking about the grand jury. Once the investigation in this case was ruled as a homicide, all reports, evidence, interview statements, and video footage were compiled in reasonable anticipation, if not with the specific intent for preparing for litigation. Several interview recordings in this case show law enforcement officers discussing trial preparation with witnesses. Any labs requested by the law enforcement or the prosecutor are also in preparation for criminal litigation. the results of which include the credentials of expert witnesses in anticipation of trial testimony. Therefore, the materials listed above are exempt from dissemination under the public records rule. The materials listed above fall under the confidential law enforcement investigatory record expectation to the public records rule. Confidential law enforcement investigatory records are exempt from dissemination to the public. A confidential law enforcement investigatory record includes specific investigatory records work product. Investigatory work product. Work product notes. Work product means notes, working papers, memoranda, or similar materials prepared by law enforcement officials in anticipation of litigation. Except by required by Criminal Rule 16, information assembled by law enforcement officials in connection with a probable or pending criminal proceeding is, I don't know what these are there, exempt from required release as said information is compiled in anticipation of litigation. This doesn't even really seem like a court document to me. It doesn't have like footnotes or anything. Much like the argument regarding trial preparation records, all reports, supplemental interviews, statements, and evidence obtained by law enforcement were collected in reasonable anticipation of, if not the specific purpose for litigation, once this case was ruled a homicide. It was ruled a homicide right from the get-go. Therefore, the materials listed above are exempt from dissemination under the public records rule. Once this case was ruled a homicide from the beginning. What do you mean? Caleb Flynn even said she was murdered. Everybody in the house, the kids were sleeping, but the other person in the house was like, yeah, she's murdered. It was a home invasion. So they walked into that house knowing it was a homicide. So there would be no materials to just say that we're not going to be able to disclose, because obviously they were working homicide when they got there. They were working a home invasion homicide, they thought, but they weren't. So it says that RC 149.43A1V exempts records the release of which is prohibited by state or federal law. The Sixth Amendment to the United States Constitution ensures the right to a fair trial under federal and under Article 1 of the Ohio Constitution. The Ohio Supreme Court has recognized where the release of a record would prejudice the defendant's rights under the state and federal constitution. The information at issue would constitute records, the release of which is prohibited by state and federal law. Where release of records would prejudice the right of a criminal defendant to a fair trial, such information would be exempt from disclosure pursuant to, and it gives the code, during the pendency of the defendant's criminal proceedings. Okay. Sixth Amendment rights will trump the media's First Amendment rights. Mm-hmm. They probably do. They probably do. Fair trial trumps, us probably being able to know. But this case isn't that big, okay? Caleb Flynn, Caleb Carl, okay? Yeah, ain't that big of a deal, right? We think the case is interesting because of Ashley. That's why I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting because of her. Because she was taken from this earth and she shouldn't have been. That's why I care about this case. He's just the person, he's just the defendant. He's just the person that caused all this madness. I mean, you ain't that important, bruh. Your lawyer's trying to make you out to be. He's trying to make you out to be like as big as Brian Koberger or something. And you're not. You're not. So it says, pervasive, unfair, and prejudicial media coverage of a criminal trial may jeopardize the accused's rights to a fair trial guaranteed by the Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution and Article 1, Section 10 of the Ohio Constitution. Well, not over here. You won't. You get fair. You get fair coverage. I think you get fair coverage. As a solution, trial courts have a duty to protect criminal defendants from inherently prejudicial publicity that renders a jury's deliberation unfair. Trial courts have wide discretion in being able to protect the judicial process from influences that pose a danger to effective justice. This includes the authority to issue gag orders and impose restrictions on witnesses, parties, and attorneys. A gag order based on the record on the need to protect an accused's rights to a fair trial may issue only if specific findings are made demonstrating that first, there is substantial probability that the defendant's rights to a fair trial will be prejudiced by publicity that the gag order would prevent, and second, reasonable alternatives cannot adequately protect the defendant's fair trial rights. Okay. The Ohio Supreme Court held that the gag order issued by the trial court was necessary to avoid any potential prejudice, whether real or perceived, to protect the judicial process, and followed the least restrictive and reasonable constraints. Well, okay, there's this thing called voir dire, and that's when the attorneys, they bring in the prospective jurors, right? And they bring in like 100 or 300 or whatever they need to bring in. Sorry, I hit the mic. Whatever they need to bring in. And we weed them out. Kind of like the game, what is that? Guess Who? Yeah, Guess Who. You know what that game, Guess Who, where you're like, okay, is your person a person with glasses? And then you're like, no. Right? So then you put all the people with glasses down. So all them people would stand up and leave. I'm not, saying people with glasses, but you know what I mean. Are you related to this person? Okay, everybody stand up. That's related to Caleb Carl. You're out. Anybody related to Ashley? Okay, you're out. Like, that's what they do. That's why they have voir dire, right? So they get good, so that they get good jurors. I know. Losing both, Melanie, right? It makes me so mad that, he took their mom from them. I lost my parents at a young age, not that young. I couldn't imagine that young. I couldn't even imagine it. I was young enough, and I couldn't imagine being their age. And I don't know how, other than the grace of God, hey, Marcella, that those babies slept through all of that. And I know people have said things. They've said chloroform. Okay, just real quick, it's not chloroform. Like, it's not. Chloroform wears off within like 30 minutes after ingestion. So he was saying, oh my God, to police at that point, right? So I think the girls would have woken up. I personally kind of think they may have woken up, and they thought like they could hear something was going on. They could hear their dad was upset. Maybe they were too scared to open the door because they heard, other voices, and they were just like, go back to sleep, like when someone came up to the door to get them. I could totally see that being a thing. I know when I was little, if something was going on downstairs, me and my brother, we'd be up at the top of the stairs. What's going on? Well, who's down there? What's happening? I hope they didn't hear anything about their mother. I mean, I hope they were sleeping the whole time. And I think that they could have been. But if they're, two girls are sharing a room, one of them may have woke the other one up. I hope they didn't hear anything that was bad. I mean, they probably know now. They probably know something. I mean, obviously their mom hasn't been there since February the 16th. Grandparents would have to tell them. And that's another thing, you don't even have to be the person to tell your kid. You should have to sit down and tell them. You should have to sit down and tell them, and that should be like a thing in the law. If you are charged with murder and you have children, you have to be like, oh, you have to do the sit down. I'm behind bars because they think, because I was charged with killing your mother, and that's all they can say. None of that. I didn't do it. No, don't say any of that. The court system will take care of the rest. I mean, oof. It says the First Amendment does not give the press the right to open the prosecution's evidence locker. Well, why not? Indeed, even evidence exchanged during pretrial discovery falls outside the First Amendment right of access. In determining whether pretrial release information to the media will violate a defendant's Sixth Amendment rights, the judge must assess the probable publicity that would arise prior to the time a jury was selected, examine the probable nature of the publicity, and determine how it would affect prospective jurors. Discovery is neither a public process nor typically a matter of public record. You don't have to give us that. if it were otherwise and discovery information and discovery orders were readily available to the public and the press, the consequences to the smooth functioning of the discovery process would be severe. Discovery should be encouraged, and public disclosure would have a chilling effect on all parties' search for and exchange of information pursuant to discovery of rules. Okay. It's just says courts consider a trial court protective order prohibiting litigants from publishing, disseminating, or using certain information obtained through pretrial discovery in a way except where necessary for prepare for trial. We heard about through that. The dissemination of video discovery, police reports, and any other evidence to the public and the press greatly jeopardizes Mr. Flynn's Sixth Amendment constitutional right to a fair trial. Evidence intended to be shown to an unbiased jury at trial has already been released to the public and shared online, garnering thousands of views and comments. Thousands of views? Where? Who's getting thousands of views? This case has captured the attention of local and national news outlets, increasing the number of eyes on pretrial motions, hearings, and evidence already released by public offices. How about don't murder people? I mean, allegedly, it is alleged. But I don't believe that there was another guy there. I don't believe that this was a home invasion. So if that tells you anything on how I feel about this case, I think he did it. I do think he did it. I'm sorry. I'll say allegedly, but where that house, I've been to that house, and where that house is located, there are a ton of houses that you can break into and skedaddle and not be in a cul-de-sac, stuck in a cul-de-sac. You're like stuck back there like a rat. If a cop is patrolling that neighborhood, and they do, what if just the timing would have been off and you were running out with your mad, stash, and the cop saw you or something? Like, it just is. You're just like, I don't know, it's just a bad spot to pick. I wouldn't pick that house. Like, there's other houses on that block to pick. Wouldn't be my choice if I was a burglar. And then opening a door that has a refrigerator in front of it. Like, why not try another door if you're going to break in? Does it make sense? It says several news articles have been published, inaccurate, or blatant misinformation. Let's name them. Regarding this case and its proceedings to the public, including Channel 7 reporting on the near delay of the criminal trial, and WDTN broadcasting Judge denies Caleb Flynn motion to restrict public access. Well, that's true. She did. The vast amount of views and social media coverage on this case proves how persuasive any material disseminated to the public would be spread. A quick Google search of Mr. Flynn renders approximately 5 million as of April 6th. Let's see. Posting of police reports, the 911 call, the body cam footage has already convinced people of Mr. Flynn's guilt. Well, police reports don't lie. 911 call doesn't lie. And the body camera footage doesn't lie. People lie, but that shit doesn't lie. We watch the body cam. We listened to the body cam. We listened to Caleb. We didn't care about the police. I was listening to Caleb wail like a freaking, but he wasn't, I don't even know what he was doing. That was the worst. He didn't offer CPR. He didn't offer to render any aid. When he was on the 911 call, they're telling him to get towels, and he's just like, what do I get for the wound? Maybe a towel. Hell, get the damn blanket she's laying on, for God's sakes. It's right there in front of you. It says the substantial probability that any further dissemination of discovery materials will further prejudice the jury pool. I think you can only prejudice a jury pool if that person on the jury pool is hanging out in one chat, getting one side of things, and it's a conspiracy channel or something. You know what I mean? And how are they going to get through all the questions? Like, these questions that the judge or the lawyers ask should be good enough to know to where they're okay with who they pick. It just says any further disclosure of evidence will substantially and materially prejudice the jury pool. Okay. Reasonable alternatives include, but are not limited to, extensive voir dire, a continuance of the criminal trial, a change of venue, detailed jury instructions and or sequestering of the jury? Oh, sequestration of the jury. There is no lesser restrictive alternative available in this case. The rules governing the privacy of discovery are not for those which an alternative should be sought. Moreover, as I previously stated, tainted jurors, more importantly, tainted witnesses. I wish I was on the jury. I would be. No, I would not be biased. I could do that. I could really do that. Although I think the evidence piled high against him, but you may get to trial and the defense might just pull something out of their butt and be like, make change mind. The court cannot issue an order prohibiting actions of the press and the public without violating the First Amendment. The court can, however, issue an order governing the actions and behaviors of the parties and their representatives. Yeah, you can't do nothing to us. A change of venue, presentation of jury instructions, and sequestration are all options that cannot be explored until the time of trial. Addressing a non-dissemination request on the morning of trial would be too great of a risk and too late to properly remedy. Well, it's too late now. No other less restrictive alternative to a non-dissemination order will suffice. Okay, so we go to court the 10th, and then in 18 days he goes to trial. How much is there going to be disseminated out? Just tell everybody to shut their mouth for a minute. That's fine. I could wait to trial. Like, I mean, I could wait till like 20, I could wait 18 days. You know? Yeah, Melanie, he commits the unthinkable. I think he might do a Murdoch where we see some snot. He takes the stand, you know, like, oh, you're perfectly fine, Crystal. I like sassiness. Yeah. And just killed his wife and not no one else. And he just happened to be in his kids' room that night. First, he was on the couch because he didn't feel good, but his kids were sick too. So he thought he'll get his sickness in with their sickness. That's the dumbest thing I can say too. Like, he was like, yeah, I was sick. I was on the couch. Then I went in to lay with the girls. I don't know. If my kids were sick and I was sick, I would try to like stay away from them as much as I can till like one of us, so we can get better, right? Or we're gonna keep bouncing the sickness off each other. If you have your wife there, you know, wife usually can cook, does all that stuff or whatever. You can just be like, kids, go to, you know, kids, just make sure you wash your hands and stay clear. Wear a mask. I don't know, but it's just it's very weird that he was in that room that night. You know, like he was just happened to be in the room with the girls. Maybe he did do something to them to make them fall asleep longer. I don't know. You know, there's other things out there. We'll find out at trial for sure. There's something obviously that they don't want us to know if they really want this dissemination. They've been talking about this dissemination order the last 3 times that we've been in court. So I've heard that defense lawyers do often do this, but maybe it's because they're hiding something they don't want us to see. They don't want us to know about. I mean, we've already seen the police body cam of the night that she was murdered. We've already heard the 911 calls. We've already seen his interviews with police. We've seen his arrest with police. I mean, we've even seen his American Idol audition. I mean, at this point, what haven't we seen? I'm wondering. I think there's going to be an old God moment. I don't know what it's going to be, but I feel like it's going to be something. Like, I feel like they're hiding something. They have to be hiding something. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe they have nothing. Maybe they have nothing. Maybe he will plead out. I don't see him pleading out, like right away. I mean, I don't see him pleading out by 28th of this month. I see this going on for a long time. For some reason, if we go to trial on the 28th, then he is the most confident person out there. You know what I mean? Then okay, like he's ready to go. And I'm ready when you are. So, I mean, and the earlier the better for me. I mean, you know, I don't want you ruining my summer. So let's do it now. You know, 9 days, I could do that. It's only going to be a 9-day trial. To me, that sounds like the prosecution has a lot. I mean, but they don't have a lot of witnesses, so they don't have a lot of people to put on the stand. They'll have some experts that will, one person will say like shooting from that spot wouldn't kill her or something, from the bed, like the end of the bed, because that's where they found the casings. Or, maybe they're stippling, right? And they'll say, well, she has stippling, and you're saying that the person shot her from, the end of the bed. Because we know that there was more shots. I believe there was just bullets picked up. I don't know though. We don't know. The evidence will speak for itself, yeah. And I never we're pretty good on the channel about just reading documents. And I mean, I will say sometimes people will be crazy, like him. But usually I wait. But this just is a lot on him. When you got even like the church has step back, they're just like, we good over here. We're not even messing with these people. I just hope that those little girls are with Ashley's mom, and I think they are. And I know they'll be loved, but it's not the same. Your grandparents are older. They're not supposed to be taking care of their grandbabies. They're supposed to be loving their grandbabies and spending the time, doing the things with them that they didn't do with their kids, Like, I couldn't imagine being raised by my grandmother. I mean, I could. My grandmother was great. But she would have been like, you've got to clean your room all the time. Yeah, but I think that I think his prints will be all over the pistol. I don't think that I think they're going to say, of course they are. It was his gun. Okay. If you're doing a home invasion robbery, right? Doesn't that normally, hold on a second. I mean, I don't know, but doesn't that normally include more than one person? Like, let's see what Google says. It says they can be carried out by a single individual. However, statistics suggest that home invasions involving violence or robbery often feature multiple offenders working together to increase their chances of success, support each other, and sometimes to target specific individuals. So that violence or robbery, yeah, there's usually more than one. Because I'm thinking in my head, when you do a home invasion, if there's 2 adults there, how are you going to, unless you have a gun, and that they don't, which I think that they did own weapons. I mean, they did. They owned the gun that killed her, obviously. And I think they owned, 2 other weapons? I'm thinking they had a long gun and then another gun. And then they had the gun that was in his console. So who's going to open up a side door from the garage that has a refrigerator in front of it? Who is going to push that open and then say, I wonder where a gun is? I didn't bring one. I didn't bring a gun to my home invasion robbery. But I think there should be one. I feel like there's one in this trunk in the center console. I think that's where a gun would be. Who would ever look there? And then he gets that gun out, and then he goes into the garage. He goes into the house, maybe opens that garage door, because we heard at one point that front garage door was open, but I'm not sure now. It could have been just the side. But he goes in, goes through the house of all the stuff that he wants to steal. Instead of just stealing it, criminals, they come in the middle of the night. They normally are very quiet, and they just steal your purse and a couple other little things, and they sneak out, right? They don't want to get caught. This guy walks straight past bedrooms, past living rooms, past the kitchen, goes to the back of the house, and shoots her as she's sleeping, but doesn't go in any other rooms. Doesn't go in any other rooms on the way out after killing her. Doesn't think, is there a door? Is this a zonk, or is this a, vacation door? There's probably 3 doors there waiting on him, a bathroom and a bedroom and another bedroom. I bet you that was probably a 3-bedroom house. And they were probably back, I think the bedrooms, it looked like on the body cam, were backed all kind of together. So I think you wouldn't open up another door, home invasion robber. And then he's too scared. He said Caleb Carl, glad you weren't my husband. I mean, obviously, but he said he was scared after he heard the shots that he didn't go in there right away. Hey, Simply. How you doing? I'm doing good. Oh, there's the dog ears. But yeah, So this case is crazy. This is going to be a good trial. I'm ready to see what they got for him. I'm ready to see what evidence that we don't know about yet. I will be there for the hearing tomorrow. I have to get up early to make sure I get gas and get there. I don't want to go get gas though. I hate getting gas. This is why I hate getting gas. Okay. So I went to get gas the other day and I knew how much money I had on my debit card. And I knew I had plenty of money for gas. And so I go to put my card in and it says like authorizing, and I pull my card out and I'm like, this thing's taking too long. So I tried to exit it, like hit the X, but it still said authorizing. So in my head, I'm like, I don't want to leave because what if like the next card that pulls up, it's like approved. And then that card like gets a full tank of gas, right, off my card. So I'm sitting there and it's going approved. So I'm putting my card back in like an idiot. And I'm pushing the button, the debit number, and I'm pulling it out and I'm pushing it back in. I charged myself $200 for gas to the point where the card, like Speedway put a $40 hold on my card because they were like, what is she doing? Right. So I walk in with the same card because I'm like, there's money on this card. What's going on? So maybe I'm like, need to go pay with the guy. Still thinking like I didn't take my phone or anything to check my balance or anything. I go in there, it gets declined. And I'm like, this is embarrassing. I've never had my card decline like this. So I take it out and I go back to the car and I realize what I did. I was like, oh my God, I just charged myself $240 at the gas station. And then I was like, what if it doesn't come off? But it did. It came off. It came off, thank God. I was like, oh my goodness. Never again. Never again. Just go in and pay. So much easier. It's not really easier. I like paying at the pump. But I'm like, man, it does that at Sam's Club too. They will do a hold if they don't know your card or something. I don't know. They did a $70 hold on my card one time. He was the brightest light bulb in the book. The minute he started speaking, yep, the oh my gods, the oh my God. If he says, oh my God, one more time, I swear I was like, if we were drinking, we'd be dead. But I'm so glad you guys came in tonight and got to visit with me. Oh, there's one of my dogs. Hey, Mia, up here. Look. Mia, up here. Look. See how pretty she is? Oh, she is pretty. Look at what are you doing? Reba made me that. And now Mia wants to lay with her. She's gonna bark at her. Reba made me this this little cheese thing. It's like, and then it has a like little cockroach or something coming out of it, or I don't know what that thing is. I think it's a cockroach. She made it for me when we were like covering Betty a lot. I thought it was cute, so I sat it in here today for the cat because I thought maybe the cat would play around with it. It's too big, but the dog was laying with it, so it's very cute. Even I know home invasion. Don't do all the crap he did. Yeah. If Vincent, if he heard a gunshot, if he didn't immediately spring up out of bed or wherever he was and come to me, wherever I was, he'd be in a lot of trouble. He'd be in a lot of trouble. Don't you growl? Hey, what you doing? Hey, sassy. Don't growl at her. Hey, that's your sister. You only got two now. Okay. I used to only say you only got one. Oh, let me see. I usually go to like Connor's channel. They usually have a lot of the tapes. Hey, stop growling at her. She is so rude. Has anybody heard? Okay, so this is my thing. Has anybody seen the footage of 1122 King Road the next day? that morning that Brian was supposed to drive back by. Has anybody seen that footage? Has anybody obtained that footage? Because I was gonna try to get it, but I'm just surprised nobody else has gotten it. Has anyone seen it? Maybe I just haven't seen it. Why are you growling her for? This dog, look at her. She's sitting over there being all cute. Oh, she can do some stuff. Right? Best Buy fur. Is it Best Buy fur? Am I saying that right? I haven't seen. Okay, I haven't either. Okay, you've seen it? Lana had it. Did it show Brian Koberger the next morning? I'll get it. Before I play her stuff, I will get it. I have for the three little check marks. Today, Jules popped up and I was like, 3 marks, not interested. I don't like even seeing channels that I'm not interested in. So Terma says, so she has, so what we're doing is we're trying to get Sense down, but it's happening tonight. It's happening. The cat was pissed earlier. So Vincent was carrying the kitten around like out there and stuff. And Rocky acted like he didn't care. Like Rocky was just like, whatever. And then as soon as like he brought the cat back in here, he walked back out by Rocky. He went to pet Rocky and Rocky hissed at him. And then he hissed at the dogs. I was like, he mad at you guys. He wasn't mad at me though. He came and took a little nap with me. I'm like, I'm not in trouble. He said he expects this from me. That's what I told Vincent. I was like, he expects it from me. So, okay, I'm going to try to get that footage because that's pretty important. Let me get a Post-it note. Because I've been thinking of it for a long time and I'm like, has anyone seen it? Does anyone know if Koberger's in it? You refuse? Yeah, me too. I'll put Koberger. Watch, it'll be the most expensive tape they got and it won't show them or something. Because, I mean, it should if he was really there. I'll buy that video. Yeah, he was thinking traders. Yeah. Yeah, rock him. No, Lenora, not that one. Not that one. That's the one I was wondering about. I showed the video of him like coming like to the scene and then leaving, but never coming back the next morning. So I figured someone had it. Oh, and guess who was in our comment section? If you're listening in, don't call me fat or whatever you call people that you don't like. William 127. I forget who he commented after, and then I commented after him. I said, well, at least we're not acting like we know Brian Koberger. I haven't checked my comment section. He probably wrote me back a little something. Probably something. He probably did a video. Let's go check. You know how he is. He did one on Jules sharpening knives. I didn't see the video of Jack Showalter on this one, but I thought we showed Jack Showalter interview. Was that what you were talking about, Lenore? Jack Showalter interview? We should. What was I gonna look up? I forget. Son of a gun. Yeah, 912 to 928, I think. I was gonna go look someone up in that break. Who I was gonna look up. Actually, let's just go do this and see who pops up. Oh, we still have to go over that guy, the guy that's frugal with his money on the other channel. You guys you're gonna love that guy. He's crazy. He's something else. Wow. Everyone's still covering Nancy Guthrie. I mean, I understand, but it's like, man. Oh, and Brian returned. Yeah, I didn't do that one. Oh, TNT is. I'm gonna go over there. Oh, wait, look, you can't even pull her up. Truth and transparency. Biggest interview yet. But it's her. I knew it. I knew it was going to be a document. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. It's going to be a document with some scribbles on it, like with her little scribbles that she does. No. No. Mm-mm. Ain't even clicking on it. Ain't even going in there. Ain't even doing it. Like, I'm not even going in there. Oh, man. Her thumbnail looks like just her. And then when you click it, she's going through paperwork that we've already went through. Like, that's what they'll do. Like, how come I don't have 1.3K people in here? I'll read the old documents over and over again. I could do that. I could do that and yell out some like hideous, obscene things. Maybe throw out some more, pictures of people that are in the nude that she's done that before. Maybe dress up as another victim of a crime. I mean, victim of she was a victim of a crime. Shanann Watts, and act like her. Maybe you could go mess with another homeless man, drunk, while you were driving on the road, Atlanta. I mean, I know a lot. She lives too close in Ohio to me. I'll say that. That's known. Everyone knows she lives where she lives. I won't say where she lives, but I'll just say she lives close to me. I don't either. Simply, I do. The reason why the channels like that explode is because they're good at telling a story. They're not good at research. They will not move to another case because they don't want to do the research. It's not because they just love the Idaho 4 so much, because they don't. They're sick of it. They're over it too. They are. But it brings in the views, so they keep going with it. That's why you see every creator that covers Idaho 4 never moves past Idaho 4. And if they try to, they don't. They go right back to it. Like, we'll cover stuff, of course, when it comes out. Of course, I mean, obviously, we talked about the case for 3 years. Of course, we're going to talk about it. But my live every night isn't, let me go and see what I can turn around and then spit out to you guys. And it's all lies. It's all craziness, Hey, Candy. She is. She tried to sue multiple people. She didn't win. I think 30 lawsuits. She won one. Went one of her on my basketball team. Yeah, JLR doesn't talk back, does he at all? I was watching his live the other day, and I'm like, he ain't even got a mod. It's all clickbait and conspiracies, and I could do it. I could put that in my title, and I could do a thumbnail, like something gory. AI is so easy to do. I don't do AI video. On my second channel, I'll do an AI of like JLR or something over there. But on this channel, I've never done AI. I don't think I've ever done an AI photo, like an AI thumbnail. And I don't think so. Don't if you find one, there might be. I mean, I don't think that I have though. He is vile, yeah. And I have so much to say about. If you could see the tabs that I have open about him, let me count them. I'm about to count them because I was going to do a lot. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Did you see him? Okay. Tommaso has been cleared or whatever from police or by police. They say he has nothing to do with this. They've talked to him and all the things. And I've been saying that since the beginning of this case. When Ashley Banfield came out 2 days in and said she had a source and told 2.3 million people, more than that now, that he was the suspect. Remember that? Well, now you have JLR tailing him through the Catalina foothills of Nancy Guthrie's home, chasing him. I mean, they're like, he is going like, Tommaso's going like 35 and a 20 or something. Like, and JLR is just chasing him. And then JLR's little friend calls JLR, or no, he stops the car in front of Nancy Guthrie's house. And the guy was like, he just went that way. And the guy, JLR yells at the guy. He's like, you didn't even call and tell me. And the guy was like, I'm sorry. Like, that guy doesn't work for JLR. He doesn't need to call him. It's craziness. It is craziness. And then you got these people just donating to him. My goodness. And he doesn't read not one super chat. He does not care about your money. He does, but he does not show it that his appreciation for your money. Let's say that. He does not care if that's your last $2, sweetheart. And you just gave it to him. And he's not going to answer your super chat. He's just not. He doesn't answer the chat. He doesn't look at the chat because everybody's on him right now too. I mean, did you hear the call? Someone called. We'll have to do the live. We'll have to do it maybe tomorrow or something. But he gets a phone call from a guy and he on his live and the guy was like, the guy just goes off on him. Yep. As long as he can keep running. And someone's, I guess, paying for his hotel. Some old lady I heard is paying for his hotel the whole time he's there. I mean, if you got it like that, I guess you got it like that. But I would feel bad, Like I could see fundraising if like I was going to be like boots on the ground somewhere far away, fundraising or something. But like the way that he does things is just so grimy. I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain it. I don't like it. I never have liked it. And that's why when Nancy Guthrie's case first happened, everybody in the chat, like not you, and I don't know who it was exactly, but there were people in the chat that were like, play JLR, play JLR, play JLR, stream JLR. He's right there. He's live. And I was like, no. I kept saying, or I would ignore it and like pretend like I didn't see the comment and just like go on with my night because I don't stream people that I don't like agree with. You know what I mean? Like there are people out there that will, and that do like stream him and talk about him badly. And they'll be streaming him, making money off of him. I don't agree with that. So I won't stream him. You know what I mean? Like I just won't. Plus at this point, he mad at me. He blocked me on the Twitter and everything. So I'm obviously being seen, and people are like tagging me in a lot of stuff on X too, because like I was covering the JLR stuff, which I still will. I was gonna see if there was anything on here on Nerdy's thing, but yeah, he got arrested or got a citation. We got to go through all that stuff, and we had like, yeah, there's a lot, so. We'll have to go over it. But it's insanity. Offset charge. Oh my gosh. So his super chats. Okay. All right. I don't know what I don't know. I hope I see that kind of money someday. But he made in super chats. We looked it up. I don't know how much he makes like per video, like the view amount. I could take a guess based off of what I get, but he made like 31,000 the month of March, the first month Nancy went missing pretty much. 31,000 in super chats alone. Just super chats. I don't know, but sometimes she comes in. I need to go over and say hello sometimes. Right? Simply. I'm the same way. And I work really hard on my channel. And like last month, like when I tell you guys, my whole check went to a 3D x-ray. I'm not shitting you, other than $20. Maybe it was 40. But it was like, what? I didn't even have my money for an hour. We get paid once a month. And they were like, here's your ticket. And I'm like, what? When they handed me the ticket, I was like, what? Because I've never been handed a ticket like I don't one time, but I knew that I was going to have to pay because it was the bone surgery. I had to pay for the bone graft and the surgery and everything. So I knew that time, but they didn't like, they didn't tell me this time. And I'm like, you have got to tell your patients when they're going to owe money. You can't just expect us to roll up in here and have all this money on us. She is awesome at doing that. I have seen her do that before. I do not like JLR, but I'm so tired of hearing about him. I hear you. I'm just glad people are seeing it. I think a lot of people just are talking about it because a lot of people don't know about it. I've known about his freaking antics for years. It's just I don't even know. I don't know. He needs something. I mean, he's even said before that he would do anything for anything. So yeah, he makes good money on his super chats. I know that. I've never even looked at myself before on anything. Oh, let's Google him. What was it? What was it? If we Google Caleb Flynn, it said how many Google searches came up? Let's see. Before we don't, it says, I don't know where you see the amount of numbers. But like, there's not that much. Like, if you go to videos, you'll probably see one of mine. Maybe not, but like, this isn't a lot. These are all the same video, like, his motions hearing. Yeah, like, I mean, this is not, these are all like the same. I mean, I don't think that when you like look up Brian Koberger, you know what I mean? Or somebody like you see a lot of different stuff. You don't even see like YouTube videos popping up, which I'm surprised because usually YouTube's on there. But yeah. Yeah. He's admitted. Yeah. A lot of them think personality. Yeah, I think it does too. Oh, did you guys see Magnolia came back? So she made a video and it's just of her mud running and she looks like she's having fun and it's a really good edited video. Now I know who was editing the videos. But yeah. Oh, medical bills for training. Oh my God, I know. I know you know. It's just like I didn't realize. And then I have to pay for 2 implants. And I'm supposed to go on the 15th. And I asked her, I said, am I going to have to owe anything? And she was crickets. I haven't heard back. If she tells me, yeah, you go $1,600 for the first visit. Or if it's even more, it could be, can't even do the math. It could be 30, like 3,600, 37. They better not do that. I'm not doing it all at once. They wanted me to do both at once so I don't put trauma on my body. My body can go through trauma. It's fine. The more annoying you are, the more you make. Yeah, I think that's true. I think you can make really good money. I'm going to try to do TikTok shop because I heard you can make a lot of money off of that. Like you can make good money. So, and I use a lot of products, but I don't use a lot of TikTok products. Are they different than regular products? I don't know. I thought about putting my own products that I use on there or even doing like some sort of like, what is it? Like where I can do it on Amazon and it's like an Amazon shop, not like where I get anything, like where I get like a commission, but you know what I mean? You can shop the stuff that I have, like I have my background or I wear or whatever. And then I think I told you guys this, I still haven't got back a hold of Target and I need to because this is exciting. Target offered me, they must have saw my receipts. I swear they must have went through their computer and was like, pick the girls with the most receipts. Because I don't know how I would get picked. I don't have a huge platform anywhere, but they want my numbers. So yeah, and I have it on here too. My boutique. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I should do that. Yeah. And then I do have Facebook for my boutique, but I haven't posted on there in forever. But there is other clothing options other than the ones I have listed online. They're just smalls and mediums and they're consignment. Basically stuff that I had that I just didn't. I worked at a boutique, so I would buy something, wear it once, maybe twice, and then I just pack it away. Like it was nothing. Obviously, I'm not a small anymore. Maybe a medium, but some of the mediums I think were more of a small. That's why I got them. So I think that I'm selling all of my consignment though, and there's some really cute stuff in there. I mean, really, really cute. Like super cute. I need to go out there and look at it. It's in our shed. Just like it's in an indoor area. But yeah, I think I'm going to jump off of here. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to head to bed. I have to wash off my makeup and pull my hair up. I'm going to try to curl it or something for tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll be back on tomorrow because I'll be back on after the hearing and I'll have my notes with me this time. Hopefully the wind doesn't blow me away. If it does, I have to get a new tripod because that one's really good actually. Like this one is really good back here. I can't really see it because the light's in the way. But it was like shaking. I didn't want it to break. My phone case, I already broke it again. I broke this phone case. I don't want this phone anymore. I do. I'm just kidding. But like, I got this phone for my birthday in October. I have went through at least 8 screen protectors since then. I've never broke so many in my life. So that's a good idea, Miss Bree. I should have Mary Beth do that. Mary Beth owns like everything at my boutique. And then I should give her like a discount code, which I already do. I think I have a discount code for Mary Beth. I just need to give it to her. Because she's literally always shops at my boutique. So thank you guys for being here tonight, though. I appreciate it. I'll be back on, like I said, tomorrow. It'll be, I don't know what time, because we're supposed to talk about the dissemination, non-dissemination order, and then they're supposed to present evidence, but now they're saying the evidence part for the defense is going to be shown back in the chambers, judge's chambers. I don't know if prosecution as well, so they can see what will be coming out and what we can look at and what we can't look at. If she does say, if she's leaning towards more of a non-dissemination order, she's probably just going to say no evidence is going to be shown today. And then we'll kind of know from there. So I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night and have a wonderful day tomorrow if I don't see you. Bye, guys.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't want to be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Appreciate all that is vacant. It's just for the taking. If you make up your mind, you can take it. I'm never complacent. I would work in a mansion or basement. Yeah, there's no replacement for persistence. It's a patience. Yeah.